Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of Texas Longhorns here. I am your host, Matthew Miller. You can find me on X or Twitter. Whatever you decide to call it is your choice. It is America. We still have rights here, so please go over there and find me on Twitter. Texas gets a big win on the recruiting trail here. And by the way, first Saturday of college football, Texas in about, less than that. Less than 7 days, Texas will be playing. So it's an exciting time, and this builds momentum going into the season. And five-star stud, because he is a stud, linebacker / safety, Jonah Williams chooses the Texas Longhorns here. We lost out on Aiden Anning today in the secondary, but we did gain a stud in the secondary safety, Jonah Williams, or linebacker. He's listed at linebacker everywhere. I do think he ends up playing safety, and we will get into that. This propels Texas into the top 10. It adds on the 18th commitment and possibly 19th next Friday with Jamie French. We'll talk about that as well. So Jonah Williams, 6'3", 203 pounds, number 10 player nationally, which I believe makes him the highest rated recruit. It's either him or Khalil Lockett, and the number 3 player in the state of Texas. So you heard Texas fans complaining about not landing top 10 players in the state of Texas. That quashes that one. Or squashes that one. Texas lands Jonah Williams here. Guys, this guy plays wide receiver. He plays linebacker / safety on the other side of the ball. He plays basketball where he can dunk, and he's a phenomenal athlete. He plays baseball where he can throw 95 off the mound. This guy is an all-around athlete, and I think all these sports have made him a tremendous football player. And I think playing wide receiver in high school makes him really good around the football and coming down with football interception-wise as well. He's a very lengthy guy who's not on the skinnier side, but he's not, big or buff or anything like that. But I think he has the capability with his frame guys to put on weight. I think you'll see him put on weight. I think he's kind of similar to a Smith or Robo in that sense of where he'll be able to put on weight pretty fast and be able to beef up. He's better at playing from depth than he is close to the line of scrimmage. Now, does that mean he can't shed blocks when he's playing closer in the box? Absolutely he can. He can get away from some of these offensive linemen, these tight ends, these tailbacks, shed the blocks to get to the guy with the ball. He does a pretty good job with that. But he's better sitting back, letting his instincts and athleticism play out, and then going and finding the football in front of him. That is his best asset, in my opinion, especially on tape. Again, we're on YouTube, guys. You can type it in, look up Jonah Williams tapes. He's a really good player. He's someone, in my opinion, will play right away for the Texas Longhorns. Like I said, instant impact and scheme versatility. Texas plays a 4-2-5 as their base defense. I think he's going to be the Sam linebacker, and those guys have to be able to cover. They have to be able to pass rush. They have to be able to take on the offensive linemen. I think he can do most of that. I think his worst trait out of the traits I mentioned that he could do is probably taking on offensive linemen. I think he can work on that. But guess what, guys? When he puts on weight with his speed, agility, and his hand placement, I think he'll get better at shedding blocks. He's not bad at it. Like I said, he's pretty good, but he can get even better with that. But I definitely think he can have some pass rush capability, and he can definitely cover. There's definitely really good ball skills there. I think this is a great fit for Texas. Like I said, the scheme versatility here, and it even adds to it. If Johnny Nansen is here through his whole term at Texas, I think this guy can be a phenomenal player at the linebacker position, like phenomenal. I'm not willing to say Anthony Hill if he decides to play linebacker, but he can be in that mold. If he decides to be safety, he can be a freak at that as well. But I really think he's going to play a little bit above, like I said, that Sam linebacker, that strong side linebacker lining up over the tight end on the offensive strong side of the ball is where I think he lines up in the base defense with Texas, but you're going to see him get play all around. I think I'm not going to say he's like this guy because this guy was a freak in college with Clemson, but Isaiah Simmons is kind of that mold that I see him being molded into by this defense. Pete Kwiatkowski and Johnny Nansen hopefully does stay. And overall, this is a tremendous get for Texas. I think there's a couple guys right away that will play for Texas next year in this class already. I think Jonah Williams is one of those guys. I think Lance Jackson is one of those guys. And I think Khalil Lockett, even though the wide receiver room is loaded, will be one of those guys. And if we get a Jamie French, which we can start talking about him right now, then he can be one of those guys as well. So, again, Texas wins the Jonah Williams recruitment over A&M, LSU, finally beating LSU. And by the way, Oregon as well. So we beat LSU, who's taken Cade Phillips and Aiden Anning from us. And we finally beat Oregon, at least on the first time. We beat them a couple times coming back around, guys, but we finally get Jonah Williams and beating Oregon the first time. We don't have to worry about flipping him. He is here at Texas. Thank you, Jonah, for picking us. And by the way, he's going to provide a tremendous upside pitching-wise for Texas baseball as well. But he clearly wants to pursue football. Like I said, he's going to enroll early. He talked about that with Jerry Hamilton of On Texas Football. They do a great job over there. He's going to skip, or he's going to enroll early and basically skip or forfeit the MLB draft. So fantastic get for Texas. He's not playing baseball, or for now he's not playing baseball or concentrating on baseball. He's going to pursue football, baseball on the side, maybe 50-50 split, but he is going to play football. So that's a big get for Texas. The number 3 player in Texas, number 10 player nationally, according to 247 Sports. It's been a good time for Texas lately on the recruiting trail. Like I said, we've landed Nick Brooks. We missed on Aiden Anning. We got Jonah Williams, and I said 3 out of the 5 major guys because I knew we were going to miss on Michael Fasusi. Aiden Anning was always what I think I said 60-40. He probably wasn't going to come to Texas. I was confident in Jonah Williams. I was confident in Nick Brooks. I'm confident in Jamie French, but I'm not completely confident. We will talk about that. Jamie French is choosing between Texas and Miami next Friday. I think there's a lot still to play out here. Like I said, Miami drops bags, guys. They do. They drop major bags. So could Jamie French, a lot like Josiah Sharma, decide he wants Texas, wake up the next morning, and he's on to Miami? Absolutely. This commitment is 50-50 right down the middle for me. I could see Miami. I've been confident in this recruitment, but I could see in Miami. It's hard to say no to Miami. They have a beautiful campus. They have a flashy logo, symbol, whatever you want to call it, and then they have a great recruiting staff down there. Mario Cristobal may not be a very good head coach. He's a fantastic recruiter, so it's definitely going to be hard for Texas to win this one, guys. And it should be hard. When you get into this echelon of recruit where we're talking 5-star, low 4-star, it's going to be hard to win these guys. It's not going to be an easy decision, so we'll see where Jamie French ends up. We also have Madden Faramo, whose decision will go into the season. I think it's going to be Texas and Notre Dame. I think the longer this goes, it benefits Texas because he was going to go to Notre Dame. When he stepped on Texas campus, he was a Notre Dame lean like 90%. And then he realized, damn, I really like Texas. And this decision has dragged out. I hope the linebacker chooses Texas. We definitely need it. This would be a fantastic linebacker defensive line class if we get Madden Faramo. So let's see. And remember, we have Jonathan Cunningham in the mix at linebacker already. So it'd be nice to get Madden Faramo. I think it drags out into the season. I think it's a 50-50 decision between Texas and Notre Dame. And then Michael Terry. So Michael Terry in his high school football photo chose Texas Longhorns gloves and put them up. That was his photo. It's going to be very odd to me if he doesn't choose Texas since that's your senior photo in high school. That's forever. You're going to have that forever, and you're not going to choose Texas. That's weird to me. So I think Texas does lead here. But again, Nebraska's really good at recruiting. They have fantastic donors. They have a fantastic fan base. They're going to be there as well, along with Texas A&M and Oregon. I think Texas A&M has faded here. I think it's mostly Texas, Oregon, and Nebraska. Again, guys, anytime I hear Oregon mentioned, it's always hard for me to pick Texas. I think Texas is the slight favorite here. And then also Nebraska is kind of like Miami in that same mold of they throw bags, guys, and they've been recruiting really well in this NIL era. If they have a really good season, that could persuade Michael Terry to go to Nebraska. I think Texas looks at him as a tight end, but they're open to him playing wide receiver because let's be honest here, that's really what he wants to play. So I think Texas, as they should be open to the possibility of him being a wide receiver. And if he can't be, put him at tight end. By the way, fantastic recruiting by Steve Sarkisian in the tight end room. Imagine Nick Townsend and Michael Terry. I know we have Emory Winston as well, but I think if Michael Terry does get in the fold and Emory Winston is like, I think he's probably a tight end, he may jump out, but still, Nick Townsend, Michael Terry, a 5-star and a very high 4-star and possibly 5-star by the end of his senior year. That's a fantastic tight end room. Hell yeah, Steve Sarkisian, good job on that. And again, hook 'em, guys. It's a good day. We got Jonah Williams. And also, I'm here every Monday for Texas Longhorns here, Longhorns Live on the Voice of College Football on the Texas channel. So check that out, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Every Monday, I'm here after every game this season for Texas other than one. I have a wedding. That's the only one I'm going to miss. It's UTSA, I believe. But I'm here for every other game. Michigan, Georgia, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Florida. I'm here for all of them. Win, loss, rain, shine. I'm like the weather. I'm like the postal delivery service. I'm out here no matter the weather, no matter the result. I am here for you guys. So please hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate you guys being here again. Like and subscribe, guys, and hook 'em.